Thank you everyone for being here. Very excited to be at GNE. I love this event in Dallas, Texas. So very thankful for you to be here as we're going to do a live demonstration. But before I do that, I want to introduce Miguel. He's our head of software quality assurance. So he's going to be making sure that we have a nice demonstration of our technology. But before I do that, I want to give you some context of where the software comes from. 7 years ago, we got tired of the typical manual process, email interaction with customers, long process, legacy systems, and we said, we need to reinvent ourselves. We need to change the way we're doing business, and we basically started the journey. We started developing our own technology because we really didn't find any solution out there to address the needs that we really wanted. We were very determined to resolve issues, challenges, and the only way was building it ourselves. So back in the day, we started building a pricing engine, and I would never imagine that we will have the platform that we have today. Today is a very important date, actually yesterday, as we launch Orchest Automation. It's going to be a new software company helping carriers embrace the same level of automation that we once embraced 7 years ago. So what is it that we want to achieve with this? We want to help those carriers that today are standing where we were 7 years ago. Orchest Automation is a special journey because it is the proof that where we want to take carriers in terms of automation adoption, API usages, and how they can become more efficient in terms of automation facing the customers. So we basically are launching the platform. I don't know if we can see it on the screen. So there is a new website. So we have basically the automation section of the platform, of the website, sorry. And it's basically very self-explanatory on the services that we offer and how you guys can benefit from the portal. So it's a very user-friendly platform. It is the only platform that I have seen out there that it has a completely automated customer experience from beginning to end. From the moment you're doing a quotation, you're installing a service, and you're doing the troubleshooting of the services. And we have been doing some other stuff, that are important for our clients in terms of business intelligence, geo-visualization view of the network, and e-commerce functionality. So let's do a quick walkthrough of the platform. The first module that we built was a pricing engine with two main objectives. We wanted to get rid of the budgetary pricing and the subject to feasibility analysis. So we created an algorithm that basically evaluates, scans, talks to network inventory data. It talks to a network, everything related to the network. In the platform, you can publish all your services in here, from data center services, internet access, Ethernet layer 2, any kind of service that you have network inventory, we can basically promote it in the platform, and you can quote firm price through the platform. One of the most killer applications from the pricing engine is actually the massive search, which is where you can do multiple searches at once. You can do 50, 70 quotations at a time. And this is great for RFPs projects. At least in Latin America, it takes 6 months to put together an RFP. You need to talk to 3 different vendors. You need to wait 3 weeks per vendor. So just imagine putting all that together in a period of time. So here you can actually, just fill out the service information, the bandwidth, the term, the addresses. You process the file through the platform in a couple of minutes. You have 50, 70 quotations at a time, different line item, so you can evaluate it independently. Let's say that your customer needs some diagrams, KMC file. Because you have the information already automated in the platform, you can provide those diagrams and KMC in a couple of days. So something that before will take you 6 months, now you can do it in a couple of days, worst case scenario. We also have some other services, but let's say that we make an order. Actually, sorry, let's see how it works. The actual quotation, you fill out the template. So you can ask all the technical information that you need to know in order to create a quote, a firm quotation for your customer, filling all the requirements if they need diversity, if they need Q&Q in terms of Ethernet layer 2, MTU, anything. You know, in Orchest, we actually quote equipment, routers when it comes to internet access. And one of the most important features within the actual quoting tool is the address verification process. So for example, in Latin America, the address formats are very complicated in the different countries. I don't even know all the address formats in Latin America. So we created a feature that as you start typing the name of the customer, it helps you find that location that you're looking in that particular city. As long as that company is registered on the public domain, we will help you find that location. So it's not only Google, we'll search multiple domains on the internet. Once you find that location, you click on it and automatically you get the coordinates. You click on get quote, and just that quick that you saw the building on the map with the green shadow, technical feasibility analysis was done on that building. So in the Orchest perspective, we have more than 365 networks that we scan on that period of time that you just saw. So that's a positive feasibility analysis to deliver internet access in JW Marriott. I don't remember the city that Miguel chose, but you click on get quotation, and just like that, you have a firm proposal that you can present to your customer immediately, and you can even order directly from the platform. You have the cost of the router, you have the cost of the service, the terms and conditions, and another important feature is the communication with the customer. You can actually see that you have a chat feature. You can type in there any question related to the service, and those messages goes actually to our mobiles. So in the case of a customer that wants to use the software, we set it up so your salespeople receive the message on their cell phones. We want to get back quick to our clients, and we want that interaction to be as efficient and quick as possible, so we avoid all the email interaction. So let's say that we order this service and we go into the installation process. In here, you're going to present all the projects that your customers are handling. They have in which countries the projects are located, a state of the project, how many tasks are actually associated to each project, and you can click on the project, and it's going to take you to a process like you order a pizza. Percentage completion. The percentage completion is based on task completion. So you can see the actual location of the service, where it's being delivered, contract information, bandwidth, and even more important, the actual task of the process. So why this is important? At least in Latin America, customers pursue the service providers on a weekly basis asking for updates. You know, what's going on with my order? I signed my order 2 weeks ago. Why I haven't heard of my service delivery manager about my installation? So we want to empower clients with real data, real information, so they can feel 100% in control of what they're doing, at least with a difficult region such as Latin America, but I believe the rest of the world is the same case. So you can actually click on the task, and you can see the actual result of the site survey. We encourage customers to use pictures, you know, so they can see where the fiber is actually entered the customer premise. The red lines obviously represent the route of the fiber and how we are actually installing that fiber on the customer premise. So it's all about empowering the client to feel the confidence that they're being supported the right way. Let's say that we get the service installed. We go into the actual service performance monitoring, which is actually an inventory tool as well. And in here, you can present to your customers all the circuit IDs, all the services that they have active with you, all the information, bandwidth, country, delivery, when it was delivered, the term, and so on. You click on it, and you actually have a real-time performance monitoring of the actual service. You can select the time frame in which you want to see the monitoring from a live perspective, a 10-hour, a 10-day, and we can actually choose also a month period. But the fact that any client can actually see how those services are performing without talking to your NOC is just amazing. You know, they have a full perspective of how that bandwidth is being used and how they can propose upgrades, downgrades, or whatever the customer may need. So let's say that something goes wrong with the service. So we go to the tech support area. In here, you have all the history of your tickets. which NOC operator was assigned to the ticket, what is the stage of each ticket. And you can actually click on any ticket that you want to see the resolution, what was the actual situation with the troubleshooting, from graphics on the performance of the service, what time the service went down, and you have a very detailed information of what happened with that particular outage in whatever country may be. You also have a communication feature on the tech support, but the difference is, in here, you're gonna talk to the NOC directly, instead of talking to a salesperson when you're in the quoting area. So depending where you are located in the platform, you're gonna be able to talk to different people from within the organization. Another important feature that we wanted to create is a geo-visualization view of the network. Many platforms out there, they show you map, but only when you're actually making a quote on a specific building. They show you, the location of the building. We wanted to give the freedom of customers to explore the actual coverage in the different countries. So we understand the confidentiality of the network is very important, and that's why we do green shadows over the map. You can actually visualize where those services are being delivered on which building, and you actually have a red pin that you can click on it, and depending where that service is located, if it's on the installation process or on the monitoring, it will take you to that process specifically. So this service actually is a redundant service with main and backup. You can see how the main and the backup service are performing in real time. You can choose the time frame, and same thing that I showed you before. So the platform is a very user-friendly platform. It's not that technical. It doesn't matter your business profile. If you're a management or an engineer, you can navigate the platform very easily. Another thing that we also created is the e-commerce functionality. In Latin America, we have a specific issue when it comes to owning equipment. We wanted to help our clients to facilitate their life when it comes to managing equipment in the region. Owning an equipment in Latin America where you don't have local presence, it is a nightmare. You have to deal with the pickup of the equipment, the maintenance, replacing the equipment. So we created this e-commerce functionality, which is a hardware marketplace in which clients can choose their equipment, they can select, they can review the technical information of the equipment, they can choose the lease model. So we take care of the shipping, the importing, and the installation of the equipment, and the customers, they don't have to worry about owning that equipment. We take care of the rest. You process the order like you order a circuit, just as simple as that. You basically put the delivery, the address in which you want the hardware to be delivered and installed, and you just sign an order like you order a circuit. And you go through the same process, but you're just buying a standalone hardware equipment for your clients. You can accept and sign the order directly from the platform, and it's just as simple as that. Another very important functionality on the platform is the business intelligence. So we have customers that we do thousands of quotations at a time, and sometimes when you go back to the procurement team and you ask, we saw 2,000 quotations and we have a below 1% closing ratio. What's happening with all those opportunities that we quoted? They didn't have perspective on those opportunities because those API calls are coming from all across the organization. So we created the API Business Intelligence, in which you can actually see how many quotations are we doing per month, by revenue per month, by service, by country, and you can actually deep dive on the graphics. If you want to see the opportunities in Mexico, you can click on the graphic and it will take you to all the opportunities being done in Mexico. So now you're having a strategic conversation with your customers based on actual data. After we created the API Business Intelligence, we also created the KPI metrics to track installation performance and tech support. So in here, we actually are showing a snapshot of how we are performing as a service provider related to installation and tech support. So this is a platform that it was built from a service provider, for service providers. This is something that you have never seen out there in terms of automation for carriers. Normally, you have a software developer doing this. But this was built actually from a customer perspective, with specific challenges, with specific things that we wanted to reflect to our clients. But even more important, always following MEF standardization. Any plan that we offer through the software is going to include a bucket of MEF APIs, because we want to drive a standardization in the industry. and we want to make sure that we're talking to each other in an efficient manner. Also, we need to increase automation adoption. So we want to create this platform and make it affordable, easy to install, following standardization, and easy to implement. So thank you so much for joining me here and the rest of the team. Thank you, Miguel, for the quick demonstration. And I look forward to speaking with any carrier that wants to evaluate, the future and the possibilities through something like this. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, guys.